Hello, welcome. My name is Angie, and this is a general oracle reading for Sunday, January 3rd, 2021. I'm creating this general oracle reading for 2021, this video for my new YouTube channel. I've named it Oracle Ophiuchus. And this is, again, this is my first recording for that, so bear with me. Be patient as this kind of unfolds and as I develop more videos and working on a website or having one designed. And yeah, as I develop a YouTube channel and following. Thank you. So I'm currently only doing the general readings until I can build up more of an influence with people. I've been watching and following a lot of people for the last several months on there, trying to find a way to share my light that I've kind of been hiding. I am an Ophiuchus. Right now I'm not getting as much into the astrology aspects of things. I have a spread of different oracle cards. I'm going to add a Rider-Waite tarot to that soon. I used to have one. I think I got frustrated with it in my 20s because I wasn't ready to learn the abstract aspects of tarot. But I've been studying that and ready to get back into that as well. So I did draw 5 different cards, one of which is an index card that I've made a stack of for different aspects of life, different sectors of life. So I'll go over those cards in a bit here. So eventually, you know, if I build up a following, I can then justify investing time into doing tarot specific, specific astrology signs, which can be kind of time consuming. And I would do the 13 sidereal signs. I do believe in that. I know a lot of people don't, but you know, it's whatever resonates with you. I say that I'm both Ophiuchus and Sagittarius. I embrace both. Eventually I would like to add extended readings as I build a following, to turn it from a hobby into more of something that can be like a side stream of income. So I'm looking into having, you know, a friend help me to set up a website as well that I can post a link to. I'll have a blog on there. I'll have people can comment. I'm gonna share articles from other people, other YouTube videos. I'll have like a website store on there so that people can purchase readings or metaphysical tools and items of that nature. Reiki, studied that. I'm actually a massage therapist. This is my massage table I've repurposed for right now. I haven't practiced as much in the last couple of years. I've mostly only traded massage therapy with friends because I went back to school and got my master's and then license in social work. So it's been an interesting journey with healing from that perspective. And again, this reading is, this is a disclaimer that this reading is for entertainment purposes only. I would ask you to consult a licensed medical professional and or mental health professional if you have specific illness needs. So again, this general reading is for 2021. If it resonates with you, great. If not, then please feel free to check out other awesome readers on YouTube. Some of the ones that I follow are 13 Signs Tarot, Lionessence, Eat, Pray, Read, Sag Girl Tarot, Ali's Tarot. So I'll try to include some links to their channels as well. Also, feel free to comment and offer feedback if you want to like ask the names of any decks that I use or anything of that nature. So to start, let's see, I've got my Herkimer quartz here, Herkimer diamond. The index card that I drew for 2021's general reading is finances, money, investing, and savings. And what comes to me with that is the fact that this last year, 2020, that we're just coming out of was pretty rough for a lot of people financially with everything going on. So I'm thinking that we should probably be cautious with our money this year. Maybe start brainstorming new revenue ideas, new streams of income, kind of finding a way to turn your passions or callings, your gifts and talents into a way just to make some side stream money. And who knows, maybe down the road it'll turn to something something more full-time. What also connects with the finances card is I have a Jungian archetype deck that a friend gave me that I'm super excited about. The card that I drew from that is the Martyr. And so its light attribute is learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And then the shadow or dark attribute is addiction to self-pity. So this to me connected to finances because sometimes in our culture, like in our culture, we have a culture of poverty of the Martyr. So sometimes we have a feeling that we're undeserving of something, of doing better financially, undeserving of a good, healthy partner, undeserving of a lot of things. So just being aware of that. I would suggest like meditating, journaling more, grounding. For me, grounding is like, it's important. I always remember to do it, but when I do, I know that trees help, putting my feet on the ground. I actually created a tub of like a foot bath of dry Epsom salt, magnesium salt, and Himalayan salt that I've made, and I can stick my feet in that and just remind me to kind of ground. I think it's important too to remember with finances and money, like a lot of times we associate that with evil, you know, money's the root of all evil kind of mindset, but money is energy, it's neutral in itself, and we all kind of need it to survive to some degree. Some maybe less than others. I know some people that live off grid and whatnot, but we all need some kind of, it's an energy exchange is what it is. So let's see, what do we have for the other cards here? Well, on the Martyr, I just wanted to read a couple more comments on that first. So the Martyr can represent courage and convictions, can represent dying for a cause, let's see, or a certain belief, suffering for others. On the shadow side, it can be about service and suffering, back and forth as kind of a control or manipulation tactic, playing the victim and giving oneself to others beyond one's ability. So make sure your cup is full before you try to fill someone else's cup. Make sure you put the oxygen mask on yourself before you try to put it on the child next to you. So the next card is from a deck on palmistry, actually. And so I drew the Thinker card. And this, people with a Thinker hand usually have a high set thumb. The thumb is set up higher on the side of the hand. And so this card represents mental achievers. So ideas and concepts, brainstorming, problem solving, mental challenges would refer to writers, researchers, psychologists, teachers, consultants of that like. So using your brain power. And I think that kind of goes back to brainstorming about streams of revenue and income this year. And let's see. The next card I have is from a deck on angels and ancestors. I really like the artwork on this deck. And I drew the White Witch card. As you can see, there's an owl on there. It says, be the light, as I'm looking into the light on my camera that's blinding me right now. So it's saying to take the higher road, choose light, remove lower energies. And the young woman with the owl, she's a maiden, which is part of the triple goddess of paganism, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So she represents pure innocence, trust, respect for wisdom and experience. So it's about trusting the self and one's inner goodness. It's about choice, a choice to avoid drama and embrace joy in our lives. To me, it represents light workers, and it represents love, protection, help, and shining our light. And then similarly related to that, I have a Starseed deck, Starseed Oracle deck that I like. It's pretty high energy. I drew the Blue Flame card, and it says spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. So the quote on this card is, I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experience each and every day. So the awakening process that's right for me, that phrase stood out, that's right for me. So what's right for me isn't going to be right for you, and vice versa. I do like on this card how, you know, it's about awakening. If you see this like spirit being, it has a bright light kind of around the head there. So about awakening of the third eye and the crown chakra, I believe. And also what I associated with this card when I saw it is star seeds, blue rays specifically. If you're not familiar with blue rays, you might look them up. Kind of similar to indigo children. Blue rays were a different generation. So this card's about upgrades, changes, having visions. It's about synchronicity, I believe. And that, you know, it can be scary being kind of feeling alone in the West when we're having these kinds of experiences. I know that in the West, what we diagnose is schizophrenia in mental health. In the East and in other cultures, in Native American or indigenous cultures, is seen as a blessing or a gift. It's just that person needs a little guidance with it. Here we medicate it and sometimes institutionalize people with it. So we've definitely got some growing here to do in the West. You know, sometimes it may be somebody that's dealing with seeing spirits and hearing voices. You know, yeah, I mean, that's going to be seen as a mental disorder here, whereas maybe they are in touch with something that most people aren't in touch with. So also the blue flame card represents healing and upgrading our DNA bodies. It's about maybe Kundalini unwinding. I think of the snake. It's kind of messy and difficult. A lot of times we think of Kundalini or awakening, ascension is a word I often hear and use. We think of that as this great spiritual, like, aha moment of enlightenment, but it can be really messy and really scary. I myself have had a lot of dark nights of the soul, and that may be something that you can relate to as well. But when we come out of it, things are usually a little bit more clearer. We have a better direction. A lot of 2020 for me was a dark night of the soul. Turned 40, went into, I guess, an early midlife crisis, got a new tattoo, quit a job that I was working 60 or 70 hours a week at under stressful conditions, stressful clientele, driving on ice and things like that, and just kind of had to reassess like why I went back to school and figure out what was going to be my fit within social work, or how to even get away from that field, how I would utilize my degree to some way. So I'm still exploring that a little bit. So this card also speaks of letting go of parameters of the mind or paradigms. This isn't something that's easy to do, but if you can think outside the box. When I was younger, I may have been helped along by certain substances to do that, entheogens. But there are other ways, you know, that might be healthier, better recognized, that are gentler on people. So things like meditation. So this card's also about taking time and patience for integration and being grounded. So, and creating sacred space. And I know we talked about being grounded earlier with one of the cards. I think it was the White Witch, maybe. Anyway, just, you know, talking about, no, sorry, it was the finances one, about, you know, finding a way to ground yourself. I'd always heard of people saying be grounded, but I didn't really know what that meant. But I know what it means now to be ungrounded. It's anxiety, it's being in your head, your thoughts a lot, you know, running into a wall or something, not being present in the body. And for me, for a long time, I didn't want to be in my body. And a lot of you who maybe been through trauma can relate to that. It was almost more comfortable to be in the higher chakras and the higher realms, kind of floating around. But at some point we have to come down to reality and kind of make a living, support ourselves or whatever, live in the 3D to integrate those spiritual concepts. So Anyway, that's all I've got for you for this first reading for 2021. I plan to do more readings. I get more comfortable with this and upload things, get feedback. So work on a website, things like that. So again, I'm Angie, and this is Oracle Ophiuchus. Thank you.